Hello everyone, welcome back to Fablehaven Knock on the Coffin Lid, the Nightmares of Millennius. The terror shenanigans have officially begun, and if you are as excited as I am to see where this story goes, feel free to the video. It does help out the channel. Now, I asked last time if you would like to see Percival run down all of his terrors or if you'd like to see some variety, and overwhelmingly, the answer was variety. So we're going to do it in a bit of a round-robin style based on the character's release date. Percival challenged the prophecy of l'Empereur and succeeded. So today, best boy Bjorn will be taking on the Hermit. Damage taken tripled in the Lycan form. When not in the Lycan form, damage dealt is halved. There's a fine line between self-discovery and escape from reality. But not only that, best boy Bjorn is going to take on the terrible difficulty. Was the game not difficult enough for you? You will not make it far from the tomb. Maybe it's not worth it. But it is! Percival crushed hardcore pretty much, well, with little difficulty. So I thought I'd check out terrible difficulty. Now, I haven't played terrible in a long time, so I'm not sure what to expect, but that warning is new. So I expect they've made some changes. So hopefully with our elevated class of Madman, we'll take it on. Because I'm quite mad to challenge it, I think. At the end of the turn, if HP is less than 50%, take one extra turn and gain 3 HP. So this prophecy is turning us into an absolute glass cannon. Or a useless elf. One of the two. So I figured if we're taking a whole bunch of damage, why not get a second turn? It seems good to me. On top of that, Madman has a neat little trick. The Hermit, with the strength of the Tree of Life, the spirits of fire, and the steps, will burn the idol of the demons. Sorry, when I was just clicking buttons, I accidentally triggered this, and now Mortis won't tell me again. But it all boiled down to the same objective, which is find the Pilgrim Druid. Now, unfortunately, we found the Pilgrim Druid in the previous playthrough. I had 50 health for a second. Now I have 110. The Pilgrim Druid knows where the Tree of Life is. So we found him in the Percival run. Today we're going to go find him again. And along the way, what shall we do? I would like to find the sharpshooter, but I feel like we should open up some question marks. Because I don't know. Should we hit this chest? Sure. Or go like, blah, blah, blah. Personally, I don't know if we need to complete the... I have to go here. Is that fine? Blah, 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 blah. Sure. I don't know if we have to complete the prophecy to... Aren't you supposed to have block this turn? If I hit him, he's going to get strength, right? But he's starting exposed. Is that a Madman perk? Wait, I'm so confused. It's fine. We'll do some bleeding here. Ooh. You know what? Maybe we'll let him attack. Okay. Normally, maybe he gets the block when he's resting. I'm not sure. Anywho, one of the great things about Madman Bjorn, one of the many great things, is that he starts with instinct cards. I could technically transform. Okay. He starts with instinct cards. So if we encounter an opponent that gets a lot of block, like, say, I don't know, 1,000. What is this hand? Victory. No real reason why I'm throwing that number out there. I gotta admit, that's very impressive. If we encounter such an opponent, I can use the instinct to bleed through the shield and kill them. Always a fun trick that we used in the Rotten Bog. We could grab this. I do like beast cards. They could be very helpful for taking additional burst damage, and it's not something that Madman starts with. When dealing damage, inflict 1 weakness. This is also pretty good. This might be very helpful with our triple damage multiplier. I like both of these. Yeah, I'll take the Wound, sure. I feel like I haven't used that in a while. Go here. Oh, it's technically the same. I'll go this way, sure. Oh, smelling bonfire, I quietly crept up to the camp. Unfortunately, there were no elves resting there, only humans. I didn't even want to kill them. I stood in the dark and pondered whether I should go in there, into the den of bandits. Alright, sure. The bandits did not immediately understand who I was and what I needed, so they decided not to attack me before finding out. I told them a bit about myself and asked for permission to warm myself by the fire. The humans hesitantly stepped aside, making room for me. 2 bandits were sparring nearby, and I decided to join them, but they wanted me to pay them. I told them I could always practice on them for free. They didn't like my answer. I only have 50 gold. Is that enough? I guess it is. What does this upgrade into? More damage. Okay. I do like more damage. Upon playing this card, its damage is increased by 2 until the end of battle. I do like accumulation of malice, but... wow. Alright, sure. Why not? Ooh, does this go to Improved Instinct? It does. Do I want... I'm okay with this, actually. Although I'm not playing for, not playing for the late game. That's fine. The gamblers were throwing dice and invited me to participate. I told them to go to hell with their gambling. They didn't seem to like my answer. I have no money. I gained 150 gold. I won. It is strange no one objected. It is a little bit. A captive was sitting in a cage covered with canvas. They offered to sell the captive to me for a ransom, but when I wanted to get a closer look at him, the bandits moved towards me menacingly. I keep going back to my default voice. Bjorn is mildly insane. We'll purchase him with the money I took from you. I decided to pay the captive's ransom and regretted that right away. The captive turned out to be an elf. You probably killed him on the spot. No, I didn't. I decided to let him protect me and be killed at somebody else's hand in the end. Oh. I decided to get a good night's sleep by the bonfire, warning my neighbors that werewolves are light sleepers. Fortunately for them, the bandits heeded the voice of reason and did not try to steal from me. Wow. This went very well. Okay. So this bandit camp is actually a huge focal point of stories. And we did pretty well there, I think. Do I have the... I do! Look at him! Is he buffed by the terrible difficulty as well? That'd be so cool. Bleed. Not quite bleeding. Next best thing, though? Alright. Yeah, I did try this already. On terrible difficulty. I was playing Turnskin, which is the base, the default Bjorny boy. And it did not end well. Neither is this transformation I'm about to do. Who are you hitting? Alright. Actually, hold on. I can force this guy to not attack me. Nice. Now, while we're in the Lycan form, we're going to spawn these Scourge of Lycan. So ideally, we don't end our turn in Lycan form. But we don't really have a way to control that at the moment. But I think we've won. This is end of turn? No, he's dead. Nice. The Scourge of Lycan are temporary, so we can generate them as long as we don't draw them in Lycan form, but we won't create the permanent one, the Curse of the Lycan. Cannot be discarded, burned, deal 5 damage. Upon taking damage from attacks, damage dealt is increased by 4. Ooh, that could be good. Oh, this is it. We need ways to control our shapeshift, and that is one of them. To open up burn windows or to protect us from taking a bunch of damage. Iron Fist. Increase match speed by 30, ignore barbed. That is pretty good. It's fairly hard to fight with these ponderous iron fists on, but they provide additional protection. We get the heavy damage as a 2-notch 4 HP. 25 damage, and we get burdened. But being able to ignore barbed is very strong. That's kind of what just hard counters me, I think. Ah, the bandit. A man was lying on the ground in the forest. Blood was gushing out of his chest wound as a red pool was spreading beneath him. But he was alive. That caught my interest. Did it? He had been stabbed by his own accomplices in an argument over loot. I tracked them down. They had not gone far. Okay. Double loot boys. What a draw. I could one-tap them, but then what? This is very ballsy. This is some aggressive Bjorn play. But I'm sure you've come to expect nothing less. So Improved Instinctive does two things. One is it increases the effect of certain things. So this would normally be Inflict 1 exposed, now it is Inflict 2 exposed. Bonk. The other thing it does... Ooh, I'm going to be stuck in this one. Is... Oh, it's fine. The other thing it does is it will remove the negative aspect of some choices. So some of these will say, like... Of course, it didn't do it for me. Some of these will say gain 10 HP. Wow, really? Gain 10 max HP, add a Curse of Liking to the deck. Or draw one card, add a Curse of Liking to the deck. It'll just get rid of that negative aspect. Which can be very helpful. Oh, there's my Melena's outfit. It's weird it doesn't show in combat. I wonder if that's a bug, or if I'm not supposed to have this yet. Percival unlocked an outfit by completing the Emperor, so... I think they come from the Taros, and I'm not supposed to have this. I don't want to lose strength. When losing HP, gain 1 strength. Ooh, that seems fun. Gain 2 armor, stun all enemies. Bjorn has an actual stun attack. Take the Armor of Vengeance, sure. Why not? I'm gonna be punched a bunch. So we could go this way, or we could go this way. Double Bonfire. Double Bonfire is not bad, but I think a chest is better. Oh, I could go double event. Let's go double event. Let's reveal a bit of the map. Oh, this is the Dwarven chest. A dwarf sprang out of the chest. He yelled something about some letter, but I quickly shut him up. Oh. So just straight into violence. So we, of course, know what this is about. This is about, the Percival Emperor event. Of course, when fighting dwarves, if you play 2 of the same card in a row, yeah, see this. As Curse Liking to the deck, blah, blah, blah. They will gain Fury. But I don't care. That is a lot of damage. No thank you, sir. Oh, you shouldn't have. Orc Axe on Bjorn is pure filth. Oh, it's disgusting. It's unnatural. I stumbled upon a small elven settlement and was met with a grievous sight. A father and son had returned from a hunt only to find their wife and mother dead. Even with all my hatred of elves, it was heartbreaking to see. I approached and asked them what had happened. Bandits. Humans came from the heathlands. I saw them in the forest yesterday, but I let them be. The greatest mistake of my life. They only took her heirloom necklace. Could it be that she died for a trinket? Of course, a reference to the God of War. The more recent one. I have never been able to do that event. So with the Orc Axe, we gain 10 strength, which actually is going to counteract most of our current weakness. Which is amusing to think about. I was really hoping that would be exposed. I'm just going to kill him. It's fine. That guy runs away if he catches wind of stuff. I could transform, but there's really not much of a point. Bleed. Fine. Thank you for the help. I had Orcax in the Percival run too, didn't I? I didn't use it though. I unequipped it, I think. But yeah, it is disgusting on Bjorn because of the amount of strength you can get in Lycan form. So what I'm trying to say, hey Assault, is we've won. Good job, everybody. El terrible difficulty? Alala. Oh my. It's boring to sit alone in the camp. There's no one to even fight with. Might as well howl at the moon. Why do you not sleep in camp? Do you ever sleep at all? Of course I do. I just don't need a camp for that. I'm a Lycan. I can sleep anywhere. Why didn't you tell me about that? Should I tell you that I marked a pine tree too? You marked trees? And you didn't tell me about it? Okay. Alright. Damage. Ah, yes, of course, Assault. They've nerfed this card like 3 times, and it's still just the GOAT. Some pompous and snobby fool presented himself as a great champion and explained to me in high-sounding words that he wanted to kill me like a mangy dog. In response, I decided to crack his skull without further ado. Now, in this fight, you could kill this guy. That might be a good idea. Might be. I wouldn't know, though. Oh, Bjorn. Madman is my favorite by far. That's a shitload of damage. Are you hitting? Of course. I should have known. So if I transform, I can't leave. So I'm going to have to tank this like a man. Or I could play my Elven Ale. But we're not that desperate. We have transformed and now have 22 strength. That's really scary. Okay. I guess I'm going to kill this guy. I also guess I'm going to play my Elven Ale. I could tank it to the face. That's a possibility. Are we face tanking it? We are. Because my elixirs of recovery full heal me. Because I'm the GOAT. Guess who's getting 2 turns? This boy. Suppose. Dead. I have never really done a ferocious build. Deal 2 damage and 1 extra damage for each ferocious card in the deck. Start of a turn, gain a random ferocious card from the game. Or Sharpen Claws. When dealing health damage, inflict 2 bleeding. This isn't ideal for Madman, but it is a very good talent. So Bjorn, unlike the other 2 characters, he draws 1 less card. So drawing 5, he draws 4. So his amulets are supposed to give him +1 draw. They don't. Did they just remove that? Ooh, blow to the eye is actually very good. But I think I'm going to keep my axe so we can axe him a question. So we'll take the Trickster's Amulet here. This will help counteract the -5 spirit. In fact, almost 1 for 1. Take the copy. And we get the medal. So every battle 1 upgrades a random card in the deck. We have no adaptive cards. So there's literally no downside to this. And we are going to crump. This is going to cost 6 HP. That's wild. Alright, whatever. Sharpen Claws would be really good for, like, long fights. It also gives baseline Bjorn some actual functional damage. The Rotten Bog, so oh, mysterious and so terrible, met me with its usual swamp stench, which I smelt from a league away. Stinky dead cultists stuffed with rotten fish didn't frighten me at all. I can scare whomever I want. They're the ones that should be afraid of me. Meet your worst nightmare, you swamp mold. Where, oh, where did my little druid go? Where, oh, where could it be? Yeah, we're going to have the exact same pathway as last time, but c'est la vie. If only I could transform. This would deal some big damage. Well. Alright. Expose. Bonk. No, you attack. Ah, you fool. This thing, of course, blocks damage from attacks that is less than 9, and it gains strength. Expose. Do we want to transform? Not particularly. You gonna block that bleed damage? Nope. Good evade, little elf boy. Alright. These are good to upgrade because it removes the strength reduction. Deal 8 damage. If target is killed, restore 15 HP. Trigger scarring. If scarring is more than 15, fully restore HP. I like draw. Draw is good. Bjorn doesn't have a whole lot of that. I finally understood where the giant mites came from. It is not the divine might itself that gives birth to them, as I thought before. They hatch from disgusting, bubbling cocoons of yellow color with a tinge of rot. I also saw where the cocoons come from. They're laid by a huge, swollen mother mite. Joy. Oh, look, there's a little zombie in the background. Suppose. Ward. Okay. I'd rather not use this on that, but we will do what we must. That was really painful. I actually don't know if I'm going to get a second turn here. I should, but I might not. I did not. Okay, that's good to know, actually. So my health has to be at half when I end the turn. That is great to know. Alright, so this is going to die, so go ahead and heal. Bunk. I mean, the accumulation malice isn't bad, it's just... Deal 6 damage, burn a random status card in the draw pile. Deal 2, burn a card of your choice. This could actually be really useful. I don't use it very often. We are in the undead place. I'm going to be doing a lot of bleeding. Maybe this is a good shout. What if I just skip this turn? Is it time for the cursed build? We are going to the ghoul. Oh no, this could... I don't have adaptation. I feel like this is dumb. Does this give me any draw? I don't have enough draw for this. Deals 2 damage. If deals health damage, inflicts 8 bleeding. Huh. That's actually not bad. I'll take damage to health, deal 8 to the attack, and restore 4 health. I'll keep the metal. We'll keep the metal. Because it's going to yellow upgrade stuff. Our deck will be ready to go in time. There we go. Now we just have 2 strength and 1 evasion. Well, I do end the turn in Lycan form more often than I probably should. Cemetery ghouls feed on fresh corpses. That much is known. However, no one's been buried in the cemeteries of the Rotten Bog for a long time because cultists simply don't die, but turn into zombies under the influence of the Ichor. It turns out that the local poor ghouls simply have nothing to eat. However, they are not disheartened. After all, you can always make a fresh corpse for yourself. So we can talk, we can sprinkle the ghoul with a healing potion, or we can give the ghoul some ale. I'm assuming that means elven ale, which I would like to keep. So let's have a chat. The conversation didn't work out right away. The ghoul was too hungry to have conversation. Give spare rotten meat. What rotten meat? You never mentioned you had some rotten meat in store. I just dragged the nearest corpse to the crypt. It was easy. While the ghoul was tearing the body apart and stuffing huge chunks into its mouth with a contented rumbling, I tried to ask a couple of questions. About the Mite cult. They have the ichor that revives the dead. I'm afraid of them. I don't want to be revived. Oh, why do you not eat zombies? I eat everyone who comes here. They're afraid to go into the cemetery. I'm afraid to go out of it. All right, what about the local corpses? I don't want to attract attention. If I'm spotted, I'll be hunted. They'll kill me. And I'm afraid to die. Oh. I really want to know what happens when I do this, but this is like my lifeline. Sorry, bud. Sorry, not sorry. It seems that my corpse treat did the ghoul some good, which was quite dangerous for me. It was better not to overfeed him. Oh, is he going to be stronger now? When losing HP, there's a chance to add a status. Oh yeah, he has Strength and Balm. Interesting. Ward will do me some good. There's the expose I was looking for. Jeez. I really should have kept that burn card thing. I was really debating it, but boy, would it be helpful now. He's going for my friend though, which is nice. Okay. Thankfully, I have this. So I can shapeshift out of the form. Look at that bleed. Oh. If I can find the fluted axe, we're so in. Fluted axe plus from orc axe, so good. We'll axe him a question. We could go increase the number of cards drawn by 2. At the end of the turn, lose 1 HP for each card played this turn. Frantic Race can be super powerful, and it can be so sketch. You know what? Let's do it. Drawing is good. We don't do a lot of that. The Boots of Balance. Draw from the draw pile and discard a random card. Shimmer cards. Nope, I'm good. And Sharp Dagger's nerf still hurts my soul. But that's okay. Upon receiving a curse in hand, restore 6 health and gain 1 strength. This is really strong, but the problem with the curse deck is if you don't have a way to draw a bunch, your hand is just going to be curses, and you are going to be big sad. And life is going to be suffering. This is a great talent for Bjorn. This used to be a very different card, but... Poisonous Claws. When dealing HP damage, inflict 1 poison. Every third turn, gain 5 HP and 1 poison. Huh. Well, that's really cool. But... I'm doing... the fun stuff. Yeah, I don't want this helmet. I have low enough spirit as it is. I don't want to lose even more. Okay. And the druid wandered into the Rotten Bog while making a pilgrimage to the 5 sacred trees. His path ended in the viscous quagmire from which he would never get out without my help. I didn't feel good at saving him, but I had to do it to find out the location of the Tree of Life. I think I should ask him first and then save him. Okay, there are two thoughts here. The the druids can tell Bjorn is a lichen, and they hate that. So if I save him, and then he's like, "Oh, you're a lichen, fuck you," I'm screwed. But it could be I save him, he's grateful, and then he tells. Okay, we'll bait on his gratefulness. I pulled the druid out. I pulled the druid out. When he recovered from the shock, I started cautiously probing for a conversation. I had a good argument and I didn't make up anything. I told everything as it was. I needed a branch of the Tree of Life to bring it as a gift to the spirits of the steppes. That is a noble goal, but you need the approval of the Druid Council. After saying that, he stopped, finally realizing that he was talking to a lichen and an outcast who would never earn not only approval, but even an audience. My fate is in your hands, just as yours was in mine a minute ago. These words worked, and he told me where to look for the tree. Oh, nice. But what about the oath of silence that he gave to the Supreme Council? I've heard about the free nature of the elves, but I had no idea that they were so carefree. Maybe it looked simple from the outside, but the druids must have had a complex dialogue with his inner self in his head, and maybe even with the primordial spirits. It was a balanced decision, not a frivolous impulse. In the end, he was not mistaken. I have no intention of harming the sacred tree or telling anyone about it. Now we know where the tree grows. Do we? Do we know? I don't think we know. The rituals of the Mite cult are sometimes frightening in their grotesque resemblance to the religion of the Empire. They must have worshipped the supreme gods here before, but the evil influence of the chthonic monster from the bottom of the Rotten Bog corrupted and distorted their beliefs just as it corrupted and distorted all life around here. Let's listen. Oh my. What the fuck? Bro. The flesh is weak. All the creations of the primordial spirit are fragile and transient. Even those who were once everything will become nothing. This is where the sad part of the sermon ends, for there is salvation. Listen to the good tidings and admire the creations of the life-giving might. There is so much life, so much energy in them that they can stand against even imminent death. Look, death has no hold over them and retreats powerless. So let us be like them. Let us earn eternal life. The divine might has given us its ichor so that we can drink its life force unhindered. This power flows through our veins and transforms the weak flesh into a new form, beyond the control of time, disease, and injury. Ghouls in our cemeteries are dying of hunger, while we continue to live. Our honorable ancestors roam among us and protect our homes. Monsters of the Rotten Bog devour uninvited guests, but they cannot harm us. Giant mosquitoes are no scarier to us than little bugs. Mites feed the divine might with our blood, and the divine might feeds us with its ichor. The circle is complete. The beginning becomes the end, and the end is a new beginning. The beginning of a new life without end. Is it not wonderful? Who in their right mind would refuse such a gift? They are long dead, their names forgotten. They are not here, but we are. So let us rejoice in our triumph, glorify the divine might in eternity, and not forget to give it great praise, enjoying the delicate, exquisite taste of the fragrant ichor. Feel its unique zest with your tongue. I stoically listened to the sermon to the end. The next thing on the cultural agenda was collective drinking of the ichor. Oh. So, the ichor. It is a death-saving mechanic. But upon your demise, you cannot recover HP. And Bjorn expenses HP to deal damage. Well, whatever. Let's give it a shot. I hope it doesn't turn me undead right now. I would be so screwed. I wonder where the vendors of the Rotten Bog get their foreign goods from. They don't want to answer that question, unsurprisingly. When dealing HP damage, inflicts the plague. So what about gain 1 armor for every curse in the deck? It's the boots, right, that draw? Oh, the boots of resistance. Those are good. I think it's the cursed boots that give you draw. We could also go for the crimson boots. Start of a turn, inflict 2 bleeding on all enemies. I think I'll buy this in case we find more of the crimson set, but it's quite unlikely. And I want a health pot for sure. We can remove. What do I want to remove? I do like removing 1 chance of survival, but it is our survival mechanism. So maybe because we have this now, we don't need to do that. Just run it down. I'm in. I'm playing 3 attacks, draw, jab. Alright. Looks good to me, team. Well, the Armor of Talent could be fun. Talento, talento. The downside is if I play 3 Frantic Races, every card I play deals 3 damage to my face. That's less ideal. I think we'll just let it go. Alright. Thank you, good sir. It's boring just alone in camp, so you have said, Bjorny boy. Alrighty. Let's rock. Oh, the Broodmother. The locals revered the Mite Queen, but they were very afraid of her because she ate everyone who dared look at her. I think this lady should not have been so shy about her appearance. She wasn't bad at all. But I didn't get to know her. The shy queen remained indifferent to my compliments. The Rizmaster himself. I love Bjorn's interaction with this one. One can only envy you, Lycan. Expose. Darn. Alright. So, I believe we have... Yes, so prevent next death and restore 100% HP. Any HP recovery after that is impossible. So, there's like 2 arguments to this. This is going to hurt a lot, so let's not transform. There's 2 arguments to this. One is obviously... Yes, you can't heal after... Fucking ow. Yes, you can't heal after this, but... You would have died anyway, so does it really matter? And the answer is like, no. But still. Kinda blows. Just like this hand. Gain a card. Gain 2 spirit. Hold on. Expose. Darn. Malice. Boom. So I should get a second turn here. My turn again. Hashtag fair and balanced. Expose. Heal. Devour. GG! The Madman gameplay. Curse immunity. I've never used this card. You add 4 curses to the deck and you gain 2 immune. I don't know what these curses are. It could just be the regular one, which is just, it does nothing. I do like Ferocious Agility because this healing scales off spirit. So this is like, but it's so bad if you don't upgrade it. It's used to draw 2 on upgrade, I thought. It kind of just does everything, right? You restore HP, you deal damage, and you draw a card. Nah, we'll rip it. All cards cost 0 in the first turn. This can be a bit of a bite in the ass for Bjorn. Draw 1 extra. Hey, look. At the start of battle, reduce maximum health of all allies by 50%. You know, I kind of like... I hate the not drawing. This taking away draw 1 from the regular amulets really hurt Bjorn, but I feel like the spirit is actually good for me because of the Orc Axe. I'll take this, but we won't equip it. I may need it. Draw 2 extra. Gain ooze if more than 3 cards have been played in a turn. While playing attacks, draw exhaust. Nope. Nope, I'm good. I'm great, in fact. Don't need that. Nope. The trip to the swamps turned out to be quite fun. After all, there was something to look at. Local fauna, or rather bestiary, will bring interest to anyone's heart. Alrighty. So, we know where the tree is. But the tree's not here. The tree's not here right now. Please leave a message after the beep. So, you can do whatever you want. Should we go see all these question marks? Oh, I think this is the town, right? I like how I have this explored on Percival, but not on Bjorn anyway. I could go visit this and see what's up with the idol. Because the thing at the start does mention something about fire. I guess I clicked on it. Oh, I have to give the gift to the step spirits. The Brothers of Fire have already placed their idols all over the northern gate. The primordial fire spirits are notable for their short temper and intolerance. But all in all, they are no worse than the others. There's nothing wrong with worshipping them. So this is the thing. And I think we need to get the tree of the branch of the world tree, or tree of life, whatever it is. Then go to the Crimson Steps to offer it to the spirit of the Crimson Steps, then bring it here to give the gift of the Crimson Steps to this. So that's at least 4 runs for this tarot card. All attacks inflict 2 burning. At the start of the battle, gain 10 burning. Ooh, that could actually be okay. I don't have enough money for any of these things. Remove a random card, clone a card of your choice. If I could clone Assault, please take something good. Fantastic. And now we clone Assault. Good, Anakin, good. A kid was making offerings to an Inquiline idol, and suddenly I got curious about what he was asking for. Perhaps I should have followed his example. It turns out that he wanted to be possessed by a demon. Was not a kid, but I don't really care. Now, of course, we could offer all of our HP to fully upgrade our deck, but our deck is on its way to being fully upgraded, so Bonkarino. Fun fact, Vanilus has special dialogue for destroying this. So I can instantly break this guy. Go away. By burning a card. I really wish that was drop. This'll do. Alright. Not too shabby. We stunned him. We bonked him. I'm satisfied. We'll draw. Expose. Fantastic. Bump. Bump. Get owned. Damage. Ooh, Cold Mind. So Cold Mind negates the Lycan form debuffs the next 2 turns, meaning that we will not get any Curse of the Lycan. Is it worth it? Should I go for this? So the Ferocious cards, when played, they double all attributes of the Ferocious card, including costs, until the end of the turn. Each subsequent one triples, quadruples, and so on the attribute. So if we have 2 of these, it's currently 3 notches or 6 HP. That's what it is on upgraded as well. But we can get this, like, draw 4 cards if we play it again, but it'd be 12 health. I think we just say Cold Mind. Demonic Armor. Increase max health by 50. At the start of a turn, gain 1 block per exposed on the hero. Oh, yeah, this is a really weird... Demonic Armor is super weird. I've only used it once, and I don't remember who it was. But I do like the Goblin Armor. I also don't mind the Provoker's Mask. As if things aren't sketchy enough. We're really dancing on the line here. Draw 1 extra upon taking damage from attacks, deal 16 damage to a random target. Oh, this is just purely good now. Well, random target. Could that be me? Maybe. That would be less good. When you're drawing through your entire deck, you can stack up Cold Mind to, like, infinite effectively infinite turns and stay in the Lycan form forever. But of course, we take triple damage in the Lycan form, so... this is something you... This guy is a bitch. I don't remember if he has... I think he has spikes. Barbed, excuse me. I'm going to go with he has barbed. We're going to see how effective we are without the Orc's Axe. I was met by a demon gatekeeper at the palace entrance. I was ready to fight, but suddenly he spoke to me, and quite amicably. I decided to find out what he wanted first. It turned out that this turd was planning to charge me for the entrance. I could not help laughing. Then again, I don't think demons are familiar with the concept of loyalty and duty, so there was something strange about his suggestion. It's 500 gold to pay, but because we can't, we're going to buttle. Aha! 6 barbed. 6! He also has Ire, so playing 2 cards in a row changes the intent to Whirlwind. That's very unfortunate. That was a very unfortunate draw as well. So basically, as long as we do not trigger Whirlwind, we should be relatively okay. Now, part of the reason why Whirlwind, this is so scary, is because I really only do attacks. I'm glad I kept the armor of Vengeance on, I guess. Draw. Play this. That was a talent. Play this skill. Whirlwind is super scary. Especially with 12 strength. I think if I trigger Whirlwinds, he just kills me. If I'm in Lycan form. So let me do some math here right quick. Looks like it'll be fine. Let's get to work, shall we? Expose. Expose. Yikes. No expose. Hate to see it. Alright, he's gonna deal... Oh, it's not even hitting me. Nice. I'm so glad I put on these gloves. We're going in. Expose. If you're saying that your entire strategy comes down to expose, I'm not saying it. Shapeshift. Assault. Assault. Oh. Draw a card at the start of every turn. In the Lycan form, draw Wounded Game. Ethereal Burn, deal 20 damage if HP is less than 20, deal double damage. When not in the Lycan form, draw Purification by Blood. Lose 20% of max HP. Upon playing it, cards in hand cost 1 until they are played. 20% of max... Oh! That's damage. Huh. That might be acceptable, actually. Unless that damage is amplified when we're in Lycan form. Should I try this? Inflict 1 blight for 2 bleeding on the target and remove bleeding. Ooh, blight scales. This could be really fun. Blood ablution. 10% of current HP instead of max HP. Let's try this. I have never seen this card before. Demonic Amulet. Start of each turn, increase the efficiency of expose by 25%. No, thank you. Flaming item, draw 1 extra. Now, see, that'd be great if I was doing a flaming set. But there's no merchant, right? I can't check. I do like troll leather. We might even use it. Although, Armor of Vengeance came in clutch here. Let's put my good stuff back on. This was pretty spicy. But maybe this is the play. I don't really need more strength. which is a weird sentence to say. I'm going to see if I can get to this double question mark. It got dark. If you wander around a city besieged by demons at night, it will not end well. And so I thought about finding a shelter for the night. On the way, I came across a boarded-up tavern or pub. Alright. After tearing off a couple of boards, I went inside and decided to look around. The place was completely ruined and desolate. Apparently, it had not been closed for repairs. Previously, itinerant traders, merchants, mercenaries, and other guests of the city used to come here. Now, the city had fewer visitors, and the locals were clearly not up to fun. As they say, if you want to find out if people have a good life, go to a pub. Search the tavern. I should have searched the cellar. It was the only place something useful would have been left. If Percival searches the cellar, though, he gets cursed. Interesting. The armory of the palace was guarded by an older friend of mine, a guard officer. He greeted me coolly. We did not really like each other. I could not stand that greedy hypocrite. Whatever his reason for disliking me, I could not care less. And who thought of trusting him with the armory? That a rascal would sell his own mother. Probably Sigismund, being scum himself, attracted only similar beings, so he had no choice. You also joined Sigismund, remember? I don't think much of myself, but this is different. Well, last use for coins. Oh, makeshift claws, great. Can one spirit gain additional optional instinct from instinctive card? If no instinctive cards played during the turn, lose one strength. No, thank you. The motto of our underground armory is buy or get lost. There's a way to kill him, I think. Or imprison him. I lost health. I should have read the text. Has something to do with the mushroom, I think. Well. 2 HP in a dream. During the first moments after seeing me, Sigismund was stunned. But he quickly pulled himself together, and the nasty grin returned to his foul face. In those seconds, I was already imagining how I would kill that bastard, rip open his belly, tear his insides out, and stuff his lying mouth with his own rotten guts. I do hope, Mortis, that I will not have to do the same to you. Here's how the rest of that goes. Am I gonna get the legendary? I'm not. Okay. Well, rude. That was a questionable draw. They're both attacking my friend. Interesting. Shall we see what happens if I don't let Sigismund kill this? Blood ablution into ferocious preparations could be spicy. Of course, 1 means 2 for us. Weakness. Do you think this will give me expose? Fantastic. Bonk. Bonk. I left that up to fate. Oh, I could leave the form. Alright, fine. I'm saying 10. This card's actually kind of annoying. Sigismund's gonna kill my friends. Farewell, elf friends. You were never really my friend. I'm sure it knows that, though. Alright. Expose. Darn it. He has this anger thing, which is actually kind of annoying. But he's bleeding. Would have been easier at this point to just kill Sigismund, I think. I really don't want to, but man, this is actually really bad. Strength if HP is less than the end. That'll get him. Alright, Sigismund, kill your friend. I don't care anymore. Expose. Nice. There's really no reason for me to transform. Another expose? Alright. He got a lot of strength out of that. He has 65 strength. He has a lot of strength. Alright. Suppose. The plan here is very simple. Never give Sigismund a turn. That's my goal. I'm sure you can see how that would be beneficial here. We're playing by my rules. So this is the intermissionary for intermission. That's it. For Great Sigismund. We can go all in and take all of his strength. Well, a high chance of taking 2 strength from the demon. This is literally, the medium bet is a 50-50. Let's just take a small bet. I don't care. I really don't care. We both have enough strength, Sigismund. I remember when that was bugged. Devour. I literally have to draw here. Good. That'll do. That'll do, Peg. That'll do. Alrighty. I waited for Milenis, but she didn't show up. I had to fight some incomprehensible machine. What is the meaning of all this? Your task is to kill the automaton and return to the cards. We need to reveal them all. What for? To make all your wishes come true. Did you forget? Here we go with your games again. You lot cannot be trusted. But at least this is more fun than endlessly killing Milenis. By the way, where is she? She is adjusting the next automaton in case you defeat this one. Oh, so you know where she is. You just didn't want to tell good old Percival. Okay. So these potions are 60% HP heals. We have 2 evasion from this potion, and I have a clone. Are we okay with this setup? This card has been kind of whatever. I wouldn't mind cloning Frantic Race, actually. Actually, maybe I would. What if we clone Sharpened Claw? What if we clone Assault? Maybe a clone Ferocious Preparation. Alright. I'm in. Alright, what's your special effects? Upon taking damage, inflicts weakness. Oh, that sucks, donkey balls. Oh. I cloned this. Alright. I do have Ward. Although not for long. Alright, team. Let's get to work. Remember. Remember! We're about to transform. Which does that. I suppose expose is good. I have 2 options here. And I gotta be honest, neither of them are very good. So I have to go with the best one. Which, as previously stated, is not a great one. At least I won't transform here. This is Muddle. Exposed? Oh. Okay. We're alive. And I have some math to do. A lot of math to do. So half of 160 is 80, which means if I end my turn with 80 or less HP, I should get a second turn. Should being the operative word here. Just in case that doesn't come to fruition, we are going to use an Elven Potion. And this will bring me to what? 77? That should be good. 75. We'll end the turn. We do get our second turn here. Fantastic. So we're going to kill... How much bleeding is that? I can't see. The intern's in the way. It's either 2 or 27. Who wants to bet that it's 27? Are we feeling... I'm not betting. Cool. Alright. I think we've done it, team. Inflicts weakness is rude, by the way. Very rude. Oh, this draw doesn't go up with the ferocity. Interesting. Unfortunate, but interesting. Anywho. I could technically end my turn, right? I believe so. Second turn. Farewell, Automaton. Nailed it. El Terrible. Ooh. That's a lot of score. And that is the conclusion of The Hermits. Now, of course, the story prophecy thing was not concluded. I don't know if you need to do that. In the past, completing a tarot was unlocking the next one. If you unlock the next one, you did it. Congratulations. I don't know if that is true. I mean, this also is colored in now, so that makes me think it's done. But if we do have to complete the prophecy in the future, we can, like, once we've done them all, we can go back. Because I'm going to try and, like, clear out events and make, reveal the events throughout our journey here in the Nightmares of Melenis. And we can use the knowledge and event clearing we've gained to know exactly where we need to go, pinpoint them, and then, like, restart a run midway to get to the next stage. So, like, that run, I could have gone to the Elven Druid, restarted it, and then gone to the Crimson Steps. Or, wherever the tree is. Which, that says we know, but I don't. But, my friends, thank you for the glory of the Hermit. El Terrible difficulty was a lot more difficult. I had to think a lot more. And as I mentioned, I tried it once with Turnskin, and I got rocked. But we got a little lucky with the Orcs Axe. So you can let me know if you would like to go back to Hardcore, where there is still something of a challenge presented for the hard fights, but it's not terrible. Thanks for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. Thank you to patrons and the Member Support channel. I greatly appreciate you. If you'd like to stay up on the channel, feel free to join the description down below. And I will see you next time for Vanadis's first prophecy, The Magician.